Good evening and welcome. My name is Sarah Lindsay, and I am the minister at the Unitarian Society of Ridgewood. Thank you for joining us this evening for our 1 year later healing service to recognize 1 full year of living with COVID and its attendant challenges. This congregation is a welcoming one. Whatever your age, gender expression, sexual orientation, education, economic status, race, history, mental or physical health, body or theology, we welcome the fullness of who you are, wherever you are on life's journey, whatever lays on your heart in this moment. Whether you join us tonight with questions, certainty, sorrow, joy, pain, grieving, or on the road to healing, or somewhere in between, we welcome you as you are right now. We meet you as you are, with music, with words, with open hearts, and with embracing love. At a certain point in our service tonight, I will invite you to light a candle where you are, if you wish to do so. So if you need to take a moment to get a candle and bring it to your space, please do that now. I also recommend dimming your lights now if your video is on, if that feels right. After our final music piece, we will come together into silence, and from that silence, you can transition back into your life and space at whatever moment feels right for you. I will keep the room open for some time. Tonight, we mark a year of a global pandemic that has affected each and every one of us. Here tonight, there is space to grieve the many losses and room to reach out for the hope of what will one day be. Thank you for being with us. We always begin our services by lighting a chalice, and tonight we light our chalice to recognize those many losses of this past year. We light it with sorrow and grief for all the beloveds we have lost, those whose lives enriched our own, whose voices we long to hear, whose hands we yearn to touch. May the flame represent the spark of their lives and the memories which never die. We light it with worry and prayer for all those beloveds whose lives are coming to an end, for the sick and dying, those we would hold close and keep with us, but who we know we must say goodbye to. May the flame represent the spark of their lives and the memories which never die. We light it for all the losses of a long and lonely year. The shared meals, the hugs, the laughter, the touches, the celebrations and memorials, the daily routines that we have lost, that have had to shift and adapt over and over. May the flame represent those accumulated griefs and the hope we hold for return. Tonight, even as we hold the losses of the last year, may the flame we kindle remind us of the holiness of being. May it be for us a reminder of the divine spark in each and every human life, of the sacredness of living each day, and of the holy promise of each next breath. Take a deep breath and listen to this sound as it calls us into our time together.
paper, I remember trees. There is coat racks spread like broken umbrellas, and parks and bridges, ponds and zoos, ruddy faces, muddy shoes, light and noise and bees and boys and days. I remember days, or at least I try. But as years go by, they're a sort of haze, and the bluest sky isn't really sky. And at times I think I would gladly die for a day of sky.
Throughout this year, we have all endured less physical contact. We greet outside without handshakes. We live without hugs. We miss the everyday, casual, and more intentional human touches that we took for granted. In spite of the distance and all the ways we cannot touch, still we can reach out to one another's hearts and minds. Our first poem tonight is The End of Poetry by Ada Limon. Enough of the osseous and chickadee and sunflower, and snowshoes, maple and seeds, samara and shoot. Enough chiaroscuro, enough of thus and prophecy, and the stoic farmer and faith and our father and 'tis of thee. Enough of bosom and bud, skin and God, not forgetting and star bodies and frozen birds. Enough of the will to go on and not go on, or a certain light does a certain thing. Enough of the kneeling and the rising and the looking inward and the looking up. Enough of the gun, the drama, and the acquaintance's suicide, the long lost letter on the dresser. Enough of the longing and the ego and the obliteration of ego. Enough of the mother and the child and the father and the child, and enough of the pointing to the world, weary and desperate. Enough of the brutal and the border. Enough of can you see me? Can you hear me? Enough. I am human. Enough. I am alone and I am desperate. Enough of the animal saving me. Enough of the high water. Enough sorrow. Enough of the air and its ease. I'm asking you to touch me.
We have experienced so much death this year in our own lives, in the life of our nation, and the life of this world we share. The toll is almost unimaginable. Our hearts and minds rail against the theft of so many beings of creation and light and love. We do not resign ourselves to this loss. We do not become immune to it. We open ourselves to feeling the pain of loss, knowing that those gathered with us here can help us hold our sorrow and can help us find our way home. Dirge Without Music by Edna St. Vincent Millay. I am not resigned to the shutting away of loving hearts in the hard ground. So it is, and so it will be, for so it has been, time out of mind. Into the darkness they go, the wise and the lovely. Crowned with lilies and with laurel they go, but I am not resigned. Lovers and thinkers, into the earth with you, by one with the dull, the indiscriminate dust. A fragment of what you felt, of what you knew, a formula, a phrase remains, but the best is lost. The answers quick and keen, the honest look, the laughter, the love, they are gone. They are gone to feed the roses. Elegant and curled is the blossom. Fragrant is the blossom, I know, but I do not approve. More precious was the light in your eyes than all the roses in the world. Down, down, down into the darkness of the grave, gently they go, the beautiful, the tender, the kind. Quietly they go, the intelligent, the witty, the brave. I know, but I do not approve, and I am not resigned.
Let the rain come wash away trembling fears and toiling days. Let the rain the sweet hush morning call. I am heaven's open arms. I am 1,000 winds that blow. Lead me home, lead me home. All these roads I've traveled on lead me back to where I've come. And I know I'm not alone. Lead me home, lead me home. I will give my love to you. Fields of flowers, sweet perfume, like the gleam of falling snow. Lead me home, lead me home. Do not weep, I am not gone. Feel me in the rising sun, through the valleys wide and low. Lead me home, lead me home. When the darkness overcomes, just remember all my love. And when you know it's time to go, I'll lead you home, lead you home. We all exist in everyone, memories of the world we spun. I am ready, rock me slow, lead me home, lead me home.
As we come into time for prayer and meditation, I invite you to light the candle in your space. As you light it, turn your heart and mind to the losses that weigh heavily on you. Speak aloud those losses into your space, if it will ease your heart. And then take a deep breath in through your nose, and then exhale slowly from your mouth. Focus your eyes on the candle in front of you or on those behind me, or close your eyes if it feels comfortable and safe. Breathe deeply and slowly. Spirit of life and love, of wonder and mystery. Spirit that resides both deep within each of us and yet is beyond our full knowing. Spirit ever with us, be present to us now as we come together in grief and prayer and memory and hope. Tonight, here together in the candlelight, we honor the over 500,000 dead in America and the over 2.5 million dead around the world. Millions of people gone because of this devastating virus, and billions burdened by grief and sorrow. We remember tonight those unknown to us, untold numbers of the human family now gone. And we remember those known to us, those we have loved and lost. We remember their smiles, their laughter, the brightness in their eyes, the tilt of their heads. They are imprinted in our mind's eye, our hearts, our souls. We remember them. Perhaps we struggle to remember the sound of their voice. Perhaps we no longer feel the phantom touch of their fingertips on our skin, or maybe we can't quite remember what it was to be held in their embrace, but we remember the way their love made us feel. Seen, known, welcomed in this world that offers us pain and joy in equal measure. We let ourselves weep for the beloveds we have known, for the ache we still feel. And even as we weep, we give thanks for their lives, for the joy that they brought, for all they taught us. We hold our gratitude and our sorrow as one as we remember them. May they be safe and well, wherever their journey has taken them. Our love will be with them always. Tonight, here together in the candlelight, we pray for those who are struggling still. The long haulers who face uncertainty in their recovery from COVID. The lonely who wonder when they can once again hold and hug, talk and visit. Those who've experienced job loss, loss of home, all those casualties of the pandemic that alter a life forever. We pray ease for the suffering, peace in the unknowing, and courage as they make their way. We pray for those whose lives are coming to an end, those who will leave us too soon and will leave yet another hole that can never be filled. Those around the world unknown to us who are nearing their end and who are holy and sacred beings, each and every one. We pray that their passing be peaceful, that they leave this life with the assurance of their belovedness. We pray for all of us whose hearts are weary, whose minds are foggy, whose souls long for change. Sustained stress and sorrow have taken their toll on us all, and we need respite. We pray for real rest that allows us to wake renewed. We pray for strength to continue as we must to endure these times. We pray for courage to change and adapt over and over as we move into the future. Tonight, here together in the candlelight, we let ourselves weep for the uncertainty, for the losses we have suffered, for the losses yet to come, for the ache that we know will grow before it ends. No words, no candles, no ritual can cure our broken hearts. But these moments of being together, sharing, crying, and grieving together, these moments of reminding each other how to hope, these moments help us mend. We will never be as we once were. This year has changed us. We may be brokenhearted, but we are not broken. We are strong. We are filled with promise and possibility, and we are hopeful. We give thanks for all those whose love right now, today, sustains us and encourages us and holds us. We give thanks for our communities that check on us, love on us, keep us present and accounted for. We give thanks for our hearts that can love, our minds that can vision a future, our bodies that will one day touch again, and our whole divine selves that resiliently keep going. Spirit of life and love, of wonder and mystery, Spirit that resides deep within and swirls all around us, we sit together in the quiet, holding side by side our sorrow, our gratitude, and our hope. May we be willing always to embrace the vulnerability of our mortality and our grieving, even as we insist on defiantly celebrating human joy and possibility. May we know always that our broken hearts are proof of our loving, and that our loving makes us whole. May it be so.
I believe for every drop of rain that falls,
I believe that there is a way forward, though we will carry our grief with us into this new chapter. I believe that although the road ahead is uncertain, we are called to take heart and make the journey. I believe that the love we offer the world will help us to create a better one for generations to come. I believe that the unknown balance of the days we are given can be filled with joy and celebration. Our final reading tonight is For the Traveler by John O'Donohue. Every time you leave home, another road takes you into a world you were never in. New strangers on other paths await. New places that have never seen you will startle a little at your entry. Old places that know you well will pretend nothing changed since your last visit. When you travel, you find yourself alone in a different way, more attentive now to the self you bring along, your more subtle eye watching you abroad, and how what meets you touches that part of the heart that lies low at home. How you unexpectedly attune to the timbre in some voice, opening in conversation you want to take in, to where your longing has pressed hard enough inward on some unsaid dark to create a crystal of insight you could not have known you needed to illuminate your way. When you travel, a new silence goes with you. And if you listen, you will hear what your heart would love to say. A journey can become a sacred thing. Make sure before you go to take the time to bless your going forth, to free your heart of ballast so that the compass of your soul might direct you toward the territories of spirit where you will discover more of your hidden life and the urgencies which deserve to claim you. May you travel in an awakened way, gathered wisely into your inner ground, that you may not waste the invitations which wait along the way to transform you. May you travel safely, arrive refreshed, and live your time away to its fullest. Return home more enriched and free to balance the gift of days which call you.
When you walk through
From the moment of our birth, the journey of our human lives is marked by the knowledge that we will experience loss, we will grieve, we will die. The ones who love us tenderly when we are babies and children do so knowing that they are nurturing a life that will hurt at times and will one day end. As we grow, we learn the truth of human mortality. We lose and we ache and we break and we grasp at all the living we can make out of the time we are given. And then, sometimes way too soon, we come to the end of our own lives and we move into the great unknown, that final step we take alone. This deep truth is with us all throughout our lives, no matter what befalls us or where we go. But so too is the truth of laughter and happiness and possibility and promise, of hope and loving care that helps us remember we are not on our journey alone. All of what it is to be human exists side by side. Joy and sorrow, grieving and healing. What a gift. What a blessing our journeys are, even in times of trial and challenge, times of uncertainty and anxiety. How sacred, how holy each traveler and each life they travel is. And there is another truth we know, though we may forget it at times. When we search our hearts, we know it well. It is a truth that marks our days in ways small and large. Love, though it will bring us to grief, is a gift we each can receive and can give, if only we open our whole and hurting selves and offer our love to the world. Love is the sacred and holy binding that links us each to each, that heals us through loss and animates our hopeful living. And love never dies. We extinguish our chalice and our candles tonight. But may the spark of holy love alive in each of us grow and grow every day. May each day bring you gentleness for your grieving and healing hearts. Moments of memory that make you laugh and smile, new opportunities to connect and touch and love one another, and reminders that you are precious and holy. Go in peace.